Chosen one, this is not just another day. This is not just another video. This is a divine moment written before time began, and you've been led here because you are ready. Not just ready to hear, but ready to rise. The final step isn't coming, it's here. And if you don't lean in now, you could miss the moment that shifts everything. Pause, breathe, listen with your soul. Everything in your life, the pain, the delays, the heartbreaks, the lonely nights, has prepared you for this. You are standing at the edge of a divine shift, and the door is open. The question is, will you step through it? This message is being broadcast from the divine realm directly into your spirit. And it's not for everyone. Only a few will feel the burning in their chest as these words pierce through the fog of confusion and unlock the knowing that's been buried deep inside. If you're still here, still reading, it means you're one of them. You are chosen. The split has begun. God is separating those who are ready from those who are still clinging to the past. Old systems are collapsing. Old identities are crumbling. And you, yes, you, are being asked to rise as the new blueprint, the new vessel, the new voice. But you cannot rise with dead weight strapped to your soul. You cannot ascend while still gripping the lies of who you used to be. This is your awakening. And like any true rebirth, it comes with a breaking. There's a truth swirling in the atmosphere right now. Can you feel it? The air feels heavier. The energy around you is shifting. Your dreams have become more vivid. You've noticed numbers, messages, synchronicities. That's not random. That's not coincidence. That's divine communication. God is calling, loudly, urgently. This is not a gentle whisper anymore. This is the final trumpet before the unveiling. And what happens next will depend entirely on one thing, your choice. The choice to align, the choice to release, the choice to activate what God placed inside you before you were even born. There is no more waiting. The final step is active now, but here's the truth you need to hear. Not everyone who says they are ready truly is. Some are watching this moment pass them by, lulled by fear, delay, distractions. But not you. You feel it, that divine pressure in your chest, that urgency in your soul, that burning in your eyes that says, I was born for this. Chosen one, lean in. This isn't just about mindset. It's a spiritual metamorphosis. You are being rewired, recalibrated, realigned with your original divine blueprint. The world lied to you about who you are. It trained you to shrink, to doubt, to play small. But heaven is reminding you now, you are not made in the image of fear. You are made in the image of God. And because of that, your life cannot remain the same. You can't go back to pretending. You can't go back to silence. You can't go back to the life you tolerated. God is breaking the illusion, right here, right now. And here's what you must understand. This message isn't just for your ears. It's for your DNA. It's vibrating into your nervous system. It's altering your awareness. It's reshaping your timeline. Every cell in your body is waking up. Every bone is remembering. Every breath is realigning with purpose. This is your divine recalibration. But before we go further, stop right now and do 3 sacred things. 1, like this message, not for vanity, but as a signal to the universe that you're ready. 2, subscribe to align yourself with a tribe of the chosen rising together. 3, comment 99, the number of divine completion and awakening, a signal to heaven and earth that you are awake and aware. Chosen one, these small acts carry massive spiritual weight. They mark your agreement with heaven, your yes to the divine call. And if you're still reading, you've already said yes. Your soul is echoing the voice of God in this very moment. Now hear this. Everything you prayed for is no longer distant. The shift you begged God for, the change you thought would never come, it's here. It's not coming someday, it's breaking through now. But it comes with a cost. The cost of old identities, the cost of false safety, the cost of letting go of the version of you that was never real to begin with. Can you release the comfort that kept you confined? Can you surrender the illusion that told you maybe later? Because there is no later. There is only now. This is your moment of truth, your final step. Your future is watching what you do in this moment. The version of you who is already free, already empowered, already walking in divine purpose. That version is waiting on this choice, right now. This choice echoes across dimensions. Don't ignore it, because if you do, you'll return to the fog, the static, the same cycles that were never meant for you. But if you listen, oh, chosen one, if you say yes, If you align with this divine frequency, heaven will part, favor will flood, miracles will chase you down, doors will open without explanation. You'll walk into rooms where you were once overlooked, and this time all eyes will turn to you. Not because of you, but because of what's glowing through you. You are being marked, branded by the fire of heaven. You've walked through the fire, but now the fire walks through you. God has watched you cry in silence, watched you break without recognition, watched you believe even when nothing made sense. And now he says, enough waiting. It's time. This is the final step. You're not late. You're right on time. All of heaven has been waiting for you to arrive. Here, right now. The final step has already begun, and it's not a metaphor. It's happening right now, inside you, around you, and through every choice you make in this very moment. The energy that surrounds you has shifted. You're not imagining the pressure, the intensity, the deep stirring in your spirit. That is the weight of purpose. That is the pull of destiny. You're not being called to something small. You're being summoned by God Himself to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. No more delays, no more excuses, no more waiting for someone to validate what heaven already confirmed. You've been prepared for this since the beginning, and now, everything in your life is aligning to say, this is the moment. Chosen one, the final step isn't about learning more. It's about embodying what you already know in your soul. You've studied, you've grown. You've gone through pain that cracked you open, but all of that was preparation. What comes next is transformation, not just internal, but external, visible, tangible, unstoppable. But here's the warning. Transformation without alignment leads to chaos. You must align with this divine frequency, not just in theory, but in practice. Your thoughts must align, your habits must align, your energy must align. You can't pray for miracles and then sabotage them with fear. You can't ask for purpose and then run from obedience. The portal is open now, and only the ready will pass through it. The veil is thinner than it's ever been. You've likely felt it. Strange dreams, unexpected emotional waves, a heightened sensitivity to energy, a sense that something unseen is pulling you deeper. That's not a sign of breakdown. That's the spiritual threshold. You are crossing from the old world into the divine realm of purpose. Everything changes after this. The people around you will start responding differently. Some will be drawn to your light, while others will resist it. Some will recognize who you've become. Others will cling to who you used to be. But do not let that hold you back. This next version of you cannot afford to shrink for the comfort of those still asleep. You were not chosen to fit in. You were chosen to awaken. You were chosen to break generational curses, to carry divine wisdom, to hold light in a world growing darker. This is not a flattering label. It's a holy responsibility. And with that responsibility comes the final test. Yes, before the breakthrough, there will be a final test. You'll be tested in your faith. Will you still believe when the door looks closed? You'll be tested in your patience. Will you trust God's timing even when your timeline starts to scream? You'll be tested in your endurance. Will you stand tall when everything tries to knock you over? These tests aren't here to break you. They're here to reveal you, to extract the chosen one that's always lived inside you. And as you pass through this fire, you'll emerge with clarity that no man can give you and power that no enemy can take. You'll begin to notice subtle signs. People will say they feel something around you. Strangers may be drawn to your energy. Your words will carry a weight you didn't expect. That's because you're stepping into your true vibration. You're no longer just human. You are divine essence clothed in human form. And people can feel it, even if they don't know how to explain it. This is ascension in motion, but ascension requires detachment. You must release everything that anchored you to the old version of you, old stories, old shame, old identities. You cannot soar while carrying bricks from the past. You cannot hear God clearly while clinging to the noise of your history. The final step requires spiritual minimalism. Only truth can come with you. Only light, only faith. Let the old version of you die. Let the old cycles burn. Let the false connections dissolve. Because what's coming is too pure to be mixed with what was. You are not losing. You are shedding. You are not breaking. You are breaking through. Your body may feel it too. Aches, fatigue, bursts of energy, strange sensations. These are signs of upgrade. Your physical form is catching up to your spiritual assignment. Your DNA is being recalibrated to carry more light, more frequency, more divine information. Don't fight the process. Don't resist the symptoms. Embrace them. Breathe through them. Let them refine you. The chosen ones are not ordinary, and neither is their path. This journey is not meant to make sense to everyone. You were never supposed to be understood by the crowd. You were designed to lead it. And leadership in the spiritual realm begins with obedience. Radical, surrendered, unapologetic obedience. You don't need to explain your path. You just need to walk it. The ones who are meant to walk with you will feel the resonance. They will not need to be convinced. They will recognize you, not with their mind, but with their spirit. They'll know that you've been marked. They'll sense that something eternal is moving through you. And you'll know them too, because their energy will feel like home. There is a divine reunion unfolding, not just within you, but around you. Souls you once walked with in higher realms are being drawn back into your orbit. The divine family is coming together, not by force, but by frequency. Not by effort, but by alignment. When you walk in your truth, your tribe finds you. Chosen one, the final step isn't just about you rising. It's about you activating those around you. It's about you becoming the lighthouse in someone else's storm. It's about your story becoming someone else's permission. The world doesn't just need more talk. It needs more truth. It needs more souls who remember who they are and walk boldly in that remembrance. And you were made for that. So take this moment and commit. Not halfway, not with hesitation, but with holy fire in your chest. Say it with your spirit, I am ready, because this is no longer a rehearsal. This is the rise. This is the final step. The atmosphere around you has changed, hasn't it? The world may look the same, but everything feels different. That's because you are no longer walking blindly. You're walking awakened. And when you awaken, you begin to see what others miss, feel what others ignore, and understand what others fear. You are not just seeing with your eyes anymore. You are seeing with your soul. And as your awareness expands, so does your responsibility. You've been entrusted with divine perception. That means you can no longer live like you used to. You can no longer numb out the truth or pretend you don't hear the call. Because now the truth is louder than the noise, and the call is stronger than the fear. God is giving you eyes to see beyond the veil. You're starting to recognize energies behind words, motives behind smiles, truth behind appearances. And at times, this new sight may feel overwhelming. You may wonder if you're losing your grip on reality. But in truth, you're shedding illusion and seeing reality for the first time. Chosen one, your spiritual vision is activating. This means your inner compass is becoming your primary guide. You're no longer moved by trends or opinions. You're being moved by alignment. When something is not in harmony with your spirit, you feel it instantly. When something is of God, your entire being leans in. This is discernment, and it is the shield of the chosen. You've been given the gift of vision, but not for entertainment, for purpose. The vision is meant to protect you, direct you, and empower you. It will show you what to build. It will show you who to trust. It will show you when to wait and when to act. And when you follow it, you'll begin to move with divine timing. No more rushing, no more forcing, just flowing in full trust. And now, something deeper is happening. Can you feel it? Your third eye, the gateway to higher knowing, is beginning to open. You may have felt it as pressure between your brows or a deep sense of clarity in moments of stillness. This awakening is sacred. It is not to be feared. It is the universe placing keys into your hand, keys that unlock hidden realms of wisdom and truth. You're no longer just receiving information. You are receiving revelation, and revelation transforms you. You may find yourself knowing things before they happen. You may wake from dreams that feel more real than your waking life. You may hear a whisper in your spirit telling you what's coming next, and then watch it unfold with eerie accuracy. Don't dismiss these experiences. They are signs of activation. God is tuning you to his frequency, and as you align more deeply, you will begin to notice something even more extraordinary, a holy urgency rising inside you. This urgency isn't anxiety, it's divine propulsion. It's that feeling that something big is coming, and you can't wait any longer to prepare. It's a sacred pressure that doesn't crush you, but launches you. And it's happening now because your time has come. Your light is needed, your voice is needed, your leadership is needed, not later, now. Chosen one, your gifts are not random. That hunger to create, to teach, to speak, to heal, to guide, it's not a coincidence. It's a soul memory. Your gifts are echoes of your divine assignment. You were born with a blueprint that only you can carry. And now, the blueprint is unfolding. You don't need to force it. Just follow it. It will be revealed one step at a time, like a scroll opening in the hands of your soul. Each time you say yes to the next step, the next piece appears. That's how divine guidance works. Obedience reveals direction. And as you walk in that obedience, you'll notice the world around you shifting to support your mission. People will appear, resources will align, synchronicities will multiply. These are not coincidences, they're confirmations. God is saying, yes, this is the path. Keep walking. And you must. Even when it feels lonely. Especially when it feels lonely. Because the path of the chosen is often walked alone at first. Not because you're forgotten, but because you're being formed. In isolation, God shapes you. In silence, He strengthens you. And in solitude, He speaks to you most clearly. So if you've been feeling like no one understands you, rejoice. If you've been feeling like you no longer belong where you used to fit, celebrate. That disconnection is not punishment, it's preparation. You're being pulled out of what is temporary so you can be planted into what is eternal. Let go of the need to be understood. You weren't called to be accepted, you were called to be anointed. And now, the anointing is increasing. It may come with tears, it may come with fire, but it will come with power. The kind of power that shifts rooms when you enter. The kind of power that heals people with your presence. The kind of power that breaks chains with your words. This is not fantasy. This is what happens when a soul fully surrenders to its creator. Chosen one, you are being positioned for something massive. A spiritual promotion, a divine appointment, an unexplainable rise. But don't be surprised if it comes with warfare. Because whenever the chosen ones begin to rise, the forces of darkness tremble. Expect resistance, but don't fear it. Opposition is confirmation. You're not being attacked because you're weak. You're being attacked because you're dangerous to the darkness. And every time you stand in your truth, every time you refuse to bow to fear, you become a walking threat to everything that tried to keep you small. So rise. Even if your voice shakes, move. Even if your feet are trembling, speak. Even if you're afraid of being misunderstood. You are not here to please. You are here to lead. And the moment to begin is not tomorrow. It's now. You may not realize it yet, but your life is already shifting at a level far deeper than the surface. This isn't about setting goals or making plans. This is about alignment with the divine blueprint that was imprinted on your soul long before you took your first breath. Chosen one, your spirit remembers things your mind cannot. That restlessness you've been feeling? It's not anxiety, it's awakening. It's the divine tapping on the walls of your inner being, whispering, it's time. Time to shed the mask, time to reclaim your power, time to walk boldly in the direction that heaven is pointing you. But know this, before great elevation comes great exposure. God is revealing what no longer belongs in your atmosphere. People you thought would be with you forever may suddenly fall away. Habits that once brought comfort may begin to feel like chains. Situations that used to excite you might now feel like prisons. That's not regression. That's revelation. You're being uncloaked. Everything false must fall. Why? Because the vessel God is preparing can't carry contamination. The mission you're being called into requires purity of purpose, of heart, of energy. You're not being punished, you're being purified. You're not being broken, you're being rebuilt. You may not understand it yet, but soon you will. God is doing an inside job. And as He works, you'll begin to feel both the discomfort of detachment and the thrill of becoming. One day you'll wake up and realize, I'm not who I used to be. I don't want what I used to want. I can't settle for what I used to tolerate. That's transformation. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's just a whisper that says, this isn't me anymore. And that's all it takes. One whisper to shift your entire path. Chosen one, your soul is done negotiating with smallness. It doesn't want survival. It wants significance. And that desire isn't pride, it's purpose. You weren't created to drift. You were created to design. You weren't placed here to echo the world. You were sent to shift it. And you can't shift the world by hiding behind false humility or watered-down faith. The days of playing it safe are over. You didn't make it this far to blend in. You didn't survive the fire just to shrink back into the shadows. No, you're here to lead. And leadership starts with authenticity. That means standing in your truth, even when it's unpopular. That means honoring your calling, even when it costs you something. That means saying yes to your divine assignment, even when it scares you to your core. Because here's the truth. Comfort will never birth your destiny. You're not being called to comfort. You're being called to consecration. You're not being called to popularity. You're being called to power. And this power isn't about titles or positions. It's the power to speak light into darkness. The power to heal with your hands, your words, your presence. The power to walk into chaos and bring clarity. This is spiritual power, and it's being unlocked in you now. You might feel like something inside you is expanding, like your heart can't hold it all. That's because your spirit is making room. You're not becoming someone new. You're returning to who you've always been before the world told you to forget. And as you return to your divine self, things will speed up. Acceleration is here. What once took you years to manifest will come in days. What once seemed impossible will feel natural. That's the fruit of alignment. When your soul and God's will become one, time bends, doors swing, and heaven invades earth through you. But to walk in that flow, you must surrender. Not halfway, not conditionally, fully. You must release the outcome. You must silence the ego. You must trust the unseen over the obvious. That's how the chosen walk. That's how miracles become normal. That's how you step into rooms you never qualified for and realize it was never about qualification. It was about calling. Chosen one, you are being reintroduced to yourself. The real you. The one who doesn't need validation. The one who radiates peace. The one who moves with purpose and grace and clarity. The one who walks into storms and becomes the calm. And as this version of you rises, something extraordinary will happen. People will start to notice. They won't be able to explain it. They might not even understand it, but they'll feel it. They'll sense a shift in your energy. They'll lean in when you speak. They'll come to you for answers they can't find anywhere else. Because light attracts, and your light is no longer hidden. You are becoming visible. Not for attention, but for assignment. You're not rising to be seen. You're rising to serve, because that's what the chosen do. They don't chase influence. They embody impact. They don't strive for platforms. They become portals, living gateways for others to encounter hope, healing, and heaven. And make no mistake, your life is that portal. Every step you take in obedience becomes a map for someone else's miracle. So don't downplay your process. Don't apologize for your growth. Don't pretend to be average when God called you exceptional. You're not arrogant for believing you're chosen. You're obedient. You're not crazy for feeling like you were born for more. You're remembering. And now it's time to act like it. The waiting season is ending. The activation season is here. And every moment from here forward will ask you one question. Will you walk like you believe you've been chosen? Because if the answer is yes, everything, and I mean everything, is about to change. The signs are already showing themselves. Chosen one. Quietly, consistently, and unmistakably. And if you've been paying attention, you know something in your soul has already shifted. You're noticing things now that others overlook. The repeating numbers, the heightened sensitivity, the way certain people are suddenly repelled or magnetically drawn to you, the way your body feels like it's both tired and charged at the same time. These are not glitches in your system. They are proof that the spiritual is overtaking the physical. Your body is not breaking down, it's upgrading. You are transitioning into a new form of being. And though your eyes may not fully see it yet, your spirit already knows. You are becoming crystalline. What does that mean? It means your body is adjusting to hold more light, more divine frequency, more sacred information. You are no longer just flesh and bone. You are becoming a transmitter of divine energy, a living embodiment of God's presence on earth. And that's why it feels so intense right now. It's because your vessel is expanding. The fatigue, the buzzing, the headaches, the pressure behind your eyes, these are not symptoms of something wrong. They are signs of divine readiness. Your cells are activating. Your DNA is responding to your obedience. Your energy field is opening like a flower, preparing to hold and carry more than ever before. Chosen one, you are being restructured from the inside out. This is no longer a time for explanations. This is a time for embodiment. The more you resist this process, the heavier it will feel. But the more you surrender, the lighter you will become. Because this shift is not asking for your effort, it's asking for your permission. Are you willing to become what you were always meant to be? Because the universe is not waiting for your perfection, it's waiting for your yes. And if you give that yes, fully, fearlessly, then everything will begin to respond. The environment around you will shift, conversations will carry more weight, people will start revealing their true intentions, some in love, some in jealousy. That's not your problem. That's confirmation. Your presence will begin to activate others. Without even speaking, your energy will shift atmospheres. You'll walk into a space and feel the tension break. You'll meet someone and feel their soul respond. You won't always have the words, but your frequency will speak for you. Because energy doesn't lie, and your energy is no longer ordinary. You are now carrying the imprint of heaven, and it shows. Some people will not be able to look you in the eyes, not because you've changed, but because they haven't. Your evolution is confronting their stagnation. Your light is exposing what's been hiding in their shadows. And though this may feel isolating at first, it's actually a sign of elevation. God is protecting your energy by removing access. If someone walks away, let them. If a door closes, thank it. If an old cycle tries to re-enter, stand tall. Because everything that is not aligned with your next level will be removed by force or by fire. And it's not rejection, it's redirection. Your path is sacred, and sacred things are protected. You don't need to convince anyone to understand you anymore. You don't need to defend your path or justify your decisions. The ones who are meant to walk with you will simply know. They'll feel it in your energy. They'll see it in your eyes. They'll hear it in your voice when you speak with divine authority. Because the chosen recognize each other by vibration, not validation. And soon, they will find you, your soul tribe, the ones who speak your language, even in silence. The ones who mirror your growth and magnify your gifts. The ones who are waiting on you to rise, because your rise gives them permission to do the same. These connections are not ordinary. They are holy reunions. And as they gather around you, you'll remember, this was never just about you. Your transformation is a key that unlocks doors for others. Your obedience is the ripple that activates miracles. Your rise is the spark that sets the next wave of chosen ones ablaze. You are a match, a flame, a fire starter. But with fire comes testing. So don't be surprised if the final stretch feels like a battlefield. That's not failure, that's refinement. Every chosen one faces the furnace before they step into the throne. Every warrior is tested before they're crowned. And this is your testing ground, but you won't be destroyed. You'll be defined. Every temptation, every doubt, every delay, it's all part of the final lesson. Will you trust what God whispered to you when nothing around you confirms it? Will you believe the promise even when the process feels painful? Will you rise even with tears in your eyes and fire at your feet? Because that's the moment everything shifts. The moment you choose faith over fear, obedience over convenience, purpose over popularity. That's the moment heaven shouts, she's ready, he's ready. Send the resources, release the favor, open the gates, and it happens, just like that. Chosen one, the final step doesn't wait for perfect timing. It waits for perfect trust. And you've been prepared for this moment since the beginning. Even in your childhood, you felt different. Even in your hardest moments, something kept you going. Even when you wanted to quit, something inside whispered, not yet. That something was God, guiding, guarding, growing you. And now, you're here. You've made it through everything that was designed to stop you, and you're still standing. Not by luck, not by accident, but by divine design. You are the evidence of what happens when purpose refuses to die. And now, you must walk like it, talk like it, create like it, pray like it, serve like it. You are not becoming chosen, you already are. The shift you've been sensing is not just around you, it's inside you, and it's accelerating. What once felt distant is now tangible. What once lived only in your dreams is now knocking at your door. You're no longer waiting for transformation. You are the transformation. Chosen one, something sacred is taking root in you, and it's reshaping everything. Your identity, your relationships, your mission. You can no longer operate in the old framework. The code has changed. The frequency has elevated. The mission is now live. And with that activation comes clarity. Clarity about who you are, clarity about why you're here, clarity about what must be done. But understand this, clarity doesn't always come with comfort. Sometimes clarity comes wrapped in disruption, in endings, in separation, in moments that force you to choose between what's familiar and what's divine. This is one of those moments. The divine is calling you to choose. To choose alignment over attachment, to choose obedience over opinion, to choose your divine mission over your human comfort. This is the final step, and it requires your full presence. You cannot walk forward with one foot in the past. You cannot carry dead weight into your destiny. There's no more room for delay, no more room for compromise, no more time for wondering what if. Now is the time for I am. I am ready. I am aligned. I am chosen. And with that declaration, the universe responds. People will begin to reappear in your life, not randomly, but by divine appointment. These are souls who carry keys to parts of you that were dormant. Don't dismiss these reunions. They are not a return to the past. They are a reintroduction to your present purpose. These reconnections won't look like they once did. They will be deeper, sharper, more sacred, because both you and they have been refined by the fire. You are not who you were, and neither are they. And together, you will activate something powerful. This is the season of holy collaborations, the season of mutual recognition, the season of covenant connections, where your gifts align with theirs and your purposes interlock like divine gears in a greater plan. And yet, while some will be reintroduced, others will be removed, effortlessly, quietly, divinely. You won't need to fight to keep what's not meant to stay. God is doing the separation for you. He's silencing the distractions, closing the counterfeit paths, untangling the emotional webs that once kept you bound to cycles you've long outgrown. Because elevation demands clarity, and clarity demands space. You cannot hear the divine clearly when you're clinging to static. So let it fall away, let it dissolve, let it be washed from your atmosphere like rain, clearing heavy air. And then, watch what happens. Watch how quickly you rise when you're no longer dragging weight that wasn't yours to carry. Watch how much lighter your spirit becomes when you stop trying to fit into containers you were never meant to fill. Watch how doors swing open without force, because you're finally in frequency. This is the spiritual law of resonance. When your inner world aligns with divine truth, your outer world must respond. It's not magic, it's obedience, it's alignment. And now that you've stepped into it, you'll begin to see things unfold faster than your logic can explain. It will feel like acceleration, like sudden momentum, like divine wind at your back. But don't mistake the speed for chaos. It's not chaos. It's Kairos, God's appointed time. You've entered it. And in Kairos, the rules of time bend. The impossible becomes probable. The waiting is replaced with releasing. And what you once thought would take years now happens in moments. But hear this. With acceleration comes accountability. The divine is watching how you move now, not because it wants to judge you, but because it wants to entrust you. More is being given, more is being poured out, but with it comes a new level of responsibility. You can no longer move carelessly, you must move consciously. Every word, every intention, every decision. Your voice carries more weight now, your presence shifts more energy now. Your actions ripple through dimensions now. You are no longer just a participant in life, you are a co-creator. God is building through you, and that requires a heart that is fully surrendered, a soul that is fully present, a mind that is fully renewed. This is what the final step demands. A letting go of everything artificial, a releasing of every mask, a stepping into the raw, holy, radiant truth of who you are. You are no longer hiding, you are no longer apologizing. You are no longer waiting for permission, you have it. From heaven, from within, from now. So move in truth, move in grace, move in power. The time for questioning has ended, the time for becoming is here, and the world is ready. You've reached the threshold, chosen one. Not the beginning, not the middle, the threshold. The sacred place between everything that was and everything that is about to be. This is where the final shift happens, not outside, but within. And from this moment forward, nothing can remain the same. Not your mindset, not your language, not your spiritual posture. The old version of you was never designed to cross this line. Because where you're going, only truth can survive. You've felt it building, haven't you? The intensity, the inner pressure, the sensation that something is about to burst through you. That's not anxiety. That's divine power waiting for your permission to be released. But this isn't a time to hesitate. It's a time to rise. Rise above the fear that used to paralyze you. Rise beyond the narratives that used to limit you. Rise into the divine authority that's been resting inside your soul since before the foundations of the world were laid. You were never meant to blend in. You were never created to follow the crowd. You were born to walk in fire and not be burned, to stare into darkness and not be shaken, to carry the light that exposes everything false, everything wounded, everything ready to be healed. This is your mantle, and the mantle is heavy, but it fits, and now the activation completes. God is calling you to speak, not just with your mouth, but with your movement, your energy, your eyes, your walk. Because everything about you now becomes a message. Everything about you now carries divine frequency. That's why people feel something different around you. That's why you can no longer tolerate the conversations, the environments, the distractions that once entertained you. You're not better than anyone else. You're just not the same anymore. You've crossed over, and that crossing comes with evidence. You'll begin to notice 3 undeniable signs that confirm your transformation is complete. First, a deep emotional shift. There will be moments where love floods your chest so suddenly it takes your breath away. Moments where peace overtakes you in situations that once triggered panic. Moments where you begin to cry, and not from pain, but from release, from remembrance, from divine recognition. This is your soul remembering its origin. Second, a shift in your physical vessel. Your body will feel different, stronger in some ways, softer in others. You'll feel energy coursing through you like never before. Your senses will heighten. Food may taste different. Time may feel elastic. Sleep may deepen or disappear altogether. These are not symptoms. They are confirmations. Your vessel is no longer ordinary. It is divine technology. You are hosting something sacred. And third, your spiritual clarity will become undeniable. Dreams will sharpen. Signs will increase. You'll begin to hear the voice of God with such precision, it will feel like a conversation. The noise that once drowned him out is gone now. And in the silence, you'll feel him closer than your own breath. This is what you've been waiting for. This is what the warfare was about. This is what the breaking was building. And now that it's here, you cannot turn back. You cannot explain this to everyone. You're not supposed to. This level is not meant for explanation. It's meant for embodiment. You must walk it. You must carry it. You must allow the divine light within you to guide others who are still in the dark. Because now your life isn't just about you. It's about the people you will activate. The ones who will see themselves in your courage. The ones who will feel safe enough to transform because you did it first. Your rise is not for applause, it's for alignment. And as you walk in that alignment, every area of your life will begin to reflect your inner truth. Finances will align, relationships will align, opportunities will align. Not because you chased them, but because you became the version of you that attracts them. This is magnetism birthed from surrender. Favor birthed from obedience. Overflow birthed from pruning. And you deserve it. Not because you earned it, but because you endured for it. The wilderness didn't break you, it built you. The silence didn't mean God forgot you. It meant he was preparing the stage. And now the curtain has lifted. The divine has chosen you not only to carry the light, but to become it. So shine. Shine boldly. Shine fiercely. Shine humbly. The world doesn't need another copy. It needs your original frequency. And you are finally ready to release it. Chosen one, this is the final step, and you just took it.